Lost their life savings. We're talking about at least a half dozen senior citizens right here in Tennessee. And the man responsible, they say, was their financial advisor who promised to make their golden years even more golden. Consumer investigator Jennifer Krause talked with some of these victims. Jennifer, how are they doing?
Well, they're angry, they're upset, they're embarrassed, and they're worried about their futures. They say this man they trusted, he's now accused of taking their life savings and spending it on himself. When we first caught up with John Wilson, he wouldn't even admit who he was.
John Wilson?
Who?
John Wilson?
No.
But Donna Seward
Yes, I trusted him, of course.
knows him all too well. She says Wilson came to her promising financial security and a tax-free retirement, but instead,
I've lost everything.
and she isn't the only one.
My mother was 85 and early dementia, and she trusted him.
Susan Gilmore and her sister say their mother Paula also got taken by Wilson.
This guy took everything she had, you know, her house, their life insurance.
In fact, the state of Tennessee suspended his insurance license after an investigation found Wilson, who ran Preserve Financial Group in Brentwood, used a scheme to defraud his clients out of their retirement money, selling them multiple insurance policies to obtain increased commissions. In all, regulators say at least half a dozen of Wilson's clients lost hundreds of thousands of dollars, and nearly all of them were senior citizens. Donna Seward is 77.
You think he took advantage of that?
Of course he did.
Seward says Wilson pressured her to sell the life insurance policies she and her husband already had, plus real estate they owned, to buy another insurance policy. One state insurance investigators described as extreme and extraordinarily and unsuitably expensive.
So he had you buy insurance that you couldn't afford and you didn't need.
Yes, I really didn't.
The premium on that policy was nearly $9,000 a month. And Seward says Wilson pushed her to get a reverse mortgage on her historic home and surrender a $20,000 annuity to make the payments.
It was just a very bad idea
Why do you think he suggested it then?
because it gave him cash in hand.
She says Wilson even offered to help pay the monthly premiums, but the checks bounced, and ultimately the policy was canceled for non-payment. Seward now says she has no life insurance, and her retirement savings are gone.
It's an awful feeling when you find that you've just been used and abused, and it was deliberate, and it makes you angry.
Your clients say you stole their money.
Absolutely not
Their
true.
life savings.
That's not true.
And while Wilson denies any wrongdoing, he now faces federal fraud charges for swindling money from his clients and using it for his own personal use.
She couldn't understand why somebody would want to do that to her.
Amy Nix and Susan Gilmore's mother died earlier this year, just months after discovering she was suddenly in serious financial trouble.
I think she was just convinced that he was going to double her money and make everything good.
Instead, the sisters say, Wilson had their mom buy expensive life insurance, which was then cashed out to buy more policies, creating more commissions for him. And like other victims, he convinced Paula Gilmore to take out a reverse mortgage.
It was $70,000.
He took all of that money.
Took all of it.
Wilson told Gilmore he would invest the money in his own company's stock. But federal prosecutors say in court documents there was no such stock. And instead of investing the money, Wilson kept it for himself. While the state found Wilson also gained access to Gilmore's bank account and 3 credit cards.
Right.
And who used these credit cards?
He did.
Records show Wilson racked up tens of thousands of dollars in charges. A family vacation to Hilton Head, a private fishing charter, airline tickets, and concert and football tickets. There was even an $1,100 charge to MTSU, where Wilson's son was a student. Gilmore's daughters say
John Wilson got her for everything.
their mother lost nearly $250,000 because of this man.
Have a good one.
What do you have to say for yourself? Are you sorry? A man who promised his clients financial security, but left them with nothing.
I thought I was pretty careful, but obviously he's much better than I ever was.
So how do you keep this from happening to you? Well, the Tennessee Department of Commerce and Insurance recommends you say no to anyone who pushes you to make an immediate decision on an investment. And make sure the financial advisor and their firm is licensed before you sign anything. And we're going to be posting more ways to protect yourself and your loved ones on our website, newschannel5.com. And you know, Carrie, financial scams like this are considered to be, those that target seniors are considered to be elderly abuse. And we're going to take a look at other forms of this financial elder abuse coming up tomorrow night at 10.
So what happened to this financial guy, this Mr. Wilson?
John Wilson now faces 40 years in prison and up to $500,000 in fines on those federal charges. The state of Tennessee is also going after him. They're trying to revoke his license and ban him from selling insurance ever again. The state is also seeking $700,000 in fines.
Something hopefully for those victims. Thank you, Jennifer.